All right, well, welcome back to week 2 of This Is My Story. We got a great study in store for you tonight. We got a couple of guests on stage with us. This is Conrad Bonner, our men's ministry director, Tyler Presnell and Madeline Presnell, our college ministry directors. Thanks for joining us tonight. Last week we had a great discussion about knowing our testimony and being able to put words to what Jesus has done in our lives. And this week we kind of want to add to that. We want to put some wheels in motion on what you can do with that testimony now that you have it. And so, Conrad, I kind of want you to talk a little bit about, how do you weave what Jesus has done into your workplace, into everyday life at work for you?
So, working with the government, it can be a bit of a challenge, whether you're a contractor or a civilian. But for me, I was able to overcome that when I would put some Bible verses and some crosses on my desk, and then we didn't have a chaplain. So that led to where I was able to start praying for the benedictions, for farewells, for retirements, for food gatherings and such. And so it just grew from there.
Yeah, and so Tyler, I kind of want you to kind of expand on that a little bit, like, the intentional, just dropping in a little bit here and there, just little nuggets of talking about football, or I'm talking about my house, and like, how do you, just weaving the gospel in just every so often. How do you do that?
Yeah, so like you mentioned the house thing, actually was a conversation I had with some of my coworkers, like right whenever I started working there, because like me and Madeline, we were getting ready to get married, and we were looking for a house, and then right like the first day that we went to go look at houses, our realtor was like, she like slid us this one that she had found that we had not seen at all. And we went and saw it and like prayed about it, and God was just like, this is your house, so like he provided that. So then like I'm at work, and a lot of the people on my team are like kind of younger, like young families, things like that. So like I got to tell them about how like I graduated college and we were about to get married, and God like just provided a place for us to live, that's like been really, really nice for us, been, close to church and our, family and things like that. So like that was a super easy way to like, chip into that conversation, but bring it back to like, hey, like God did this, and not just, oh, I found a house,
Exactly. Yeah. And so being intentional about those kind of things and giving the glory where it's due is just an easy way that we can weave that in. And Madeline, as you minister to college and young professionals and students of all ages, really, what's some of the tips that we can use, to weave the gospel in a student context? Because I know that's one of the as an adult now, that's one of the easier contexts to be able to do that. So how do we take advantage of that?
I think as a student, you have the biggest opportunity that you're going to have in your life to have things in common with the people that you interact with on a daily basis. Like, you go to classes, you have the same kind of schedule, you have like work problems, and using that to build relationships with those people that God has put in our daily life is so important. And I think that's also another reason why it's so important to know our own testimony, because I think building relationships with people and then sharing how God has worked in our own lives is so effective to like weave those gospel conversations into our daily life.
As you continue your studies tonight, your group leaders have some resources that you can use that can really help you to just identify in your mind, how am I going to be able to present the gospel, and how am I going to be able to just weave God into my everyday conversation. Y'all enjoy your studies. Have a great night. This is my story.